I'm back with another reading from Negro Myths from the Georgia coast. This is myth number 20, the Pole Man and the Snake. One pole man been a making a living on splitting shingle and cutting timber in the swamp. Him have a wife, but no chillin'. Every day, from sunrise to sundown, he there in the swamp undercut. Try his best, and he scarcely can make bread to eat. One very big snake, the father of all them little snakes who live in the swamp, noticed the pole man. He see how hard he work and how little he make, and he take pity on him. One evening, just before the pole man knock off work, this snake crawl up to the log where the poor man been a chopping, and he say, "Brother, how you there make out?" The man make answer, "Me ain't make out what? Me there working this swamp from sunrise to dark, day in and day out, and try me best. Me scarcely can make food enough for me and my wife to eat." Then the snake, him say, "Me sorry for you, and me willing to help you." The man thank him and ask him how he gonna help him. The snake say, "You got any children?" The man say, "No." The snake inquire, "You have a wife?" The man say, "Yes." The snake say, "Can you keep a secret from your wife?" The man make answer, say he can. Brother Snake tell him he failed to trust him, but when the man begged the snake very hard to try him, the snake agreed to do so. Then the snake tell him he gonna get him some money the next day, but he mustn't tell his wife where he get the money. The man make strong promise, and so them part. The next day, just before the poor man done task, the snake crawl up. His belly and his mouth puff out. He spit 2 quarts of silver money on the ground just in front of the poor man, and he say, "You remember what me been telling you last evening? Well, some money me fetched to help you. Take 'em, but remember, if you tell your wife where you get 'em or who you getting 'em to you, you ain't gonna do you no good, and you gonna dare the poor man." "Oh, Lord." The man so glad to get the money, he say, "Thank you, thank you, thank you, my brother. Me never gonna tell nobody where me get all this money." After he left the swamp to go home, the snake's suspicion say he been going to go back on his promise and tell his wife. So he make up in his mind to follow him and see what happened. It been dark when he reached the man's house. He crawled up and he let down just under the window where he can hear all the words that's talked in the house. The man's wife been to turn around to cook supper. After him and her husband done eating, her husband say, "Me been having big luck today. Look at this money." Then he pull out the silver and spread them on the table. His wife astonished. His wife glad, and she say, "Tell me where you been getting all this money." The man say, "Friend gave it to me." His wife say, "What friend?" The man say, "Him promised not to tell." The wife say, "But he must tell him." And she begged so hard to tell the man he done forget his promise, and he up and make up sensible how the thing all happened. Then the wife say, "That snake must have a belly full of silver money, and me tell you what you do tomorrow. When the snake come to talk along with you, you pick your chance and chop his head off, long your axe, and take all the money out of him." The husband agreed to do just what she say. Brother Snake, him hear every word them talk, and he gone to him house in the swamp very vexed, cause the man who been befriend shouldn't have gone back on his promise and make bad bargain to kill him. The next day, the man watched for the snake. When the sun leaned down and the man been trying to split one big log, Brother Snake crawl up alongside of the log and show himself to the man. Them talk together, and the snake asked the man, "You been showing your wife the money when me be getting you?" The man answered, "Yes, me is." And then he asked him, "You been telling your wife where you been getting them?" The man say, "No." The snake asked him, "You sure you no been telling your wife you get them long me?" The man say, "Me tell you one time already. What make you ask me that question again? You think me lying?" With that, he make a lick to chop the snake head off. The snake been have his eyes on him, and he draw back along the log. The axe missed the snake and glanced back off the log and cut the man's own leg off. The poor man hollered for somebody to come and help him. He there way in the swamp out there yelling, and nobody hear him. When he bleed to death, and this before he dead, Brother Snake, him say to him, "And me been telling you, when me give you that silver money, if you tell your wife where you get it, you gonna be one dead poor man. You promise me you gonna keep the secret. Instead of that, you go home to your wife and you show her the money and you tell her where you get it from. More than that, you and him fix a plan to kill me, who been your friend, and rob me out of what money me have left. Now you see the judgment will come atop of you. In trying to chop me head off, you cut your own foot off. You gonna die in this here wood. No man nor human gonna find you. Buzzards gonna eat you." It happened, this is the snake say. The man broke his word, and he did a poor man. Anybody who gone back on his promise and try to harm the person who done him a favor, sure to meet up with big trouble. Well, that poor man got exactly what was coming to him, because that snake went out his way to help you. Like, he literally saw you struggling and was like, hey, I'm going to help you out. And you decided to try to harm him. That's why you can't help people. I'm sorry. Like, I've learned in my age that you got to be selfish with some folks. That's just the honest to God truth. That really is, right? And also, I want to point something else out, right? So while I was reading this, because I read these myths for the first time while I'm reading them in the video, so that, like, I'm having an honest reaction, right? And while I was reading and the poor man was talking to his wife, it kept calling her a he, right? And then, like, naturally, I just changed it to she. And then in the end, the snake again was like, yeah, and you told him so and so and so, right? Like, the wife kept being referred to as a he. And I wanted to point that out. I don't know what specific languages do this in Africa, because I don't know where these people be from or what languages they be speaking. But first of all, I'm going to assume it's some West African languages, because I'm looking at this book and clearly, African Americans were abducted from West Africa, right? But if you've ever spoken to, like, some Africans before, you will notice that they be using the wrong genders, like, just all the time. It's not even just, a slip up or whatever. No, it's like, you'll be having a conversation and you'll be clearly referring to a girl, and they'll be like, oh yeah, he's over there, so and so and so, right? And, like, that's just something they do, to the point where I have to assume that some of the languages they speak are not gendered, okay? Because, okay, so certain languages are gendered. Like in English, we refer to girls as she and guys as he, right? Then other languages are ridiculously gendered. Like in French, everything has a gender. Like chair is feminine. I don't know. That's the hardest part about French to me, because it's like, why is this notebook feminine or masculine or whatever? Like, it's a notebook. What are you saying, right? But some languages don't have gendered language at all. Like, they refer to all people in, like, a gender neutral term, right? So when they learn English and they learn that, oh, girls are referred to with this term and guys are referred to with that term, it might not really click to them, and they be calling everybody she or everybody he and whatever, right? That's something I've noticed talking to certain, groups of Africans. And like I said, I'm going to assume it's West Africans, because in this book, the exact same thing was happening. They kept referring to the wife as him, and it's like, what? So, like, clearly that was something that, came from that non-gendered language or something.